People don't know this. The reason humans have fire is because a god betrayed the gods themselves. Before kings ruled empires, before heroes like Hercules was born, before even the gods fully secured their power, there was a titan who made a choice that would change humanity forever. His name was Prometheus, and he wasn't like the other titans. While many of them were obsessed with power, domination, and control, Prometheus was different. He watched the fragile, weak, and truly created humans, and he felt something no other god or titan felt: compassion. At that time, humans were nothing like we are today. They lived in darkness. They were cold, afraid, and powerless. And they didn't understand the world. And they didn't know how to build, how to create, or even how to survive properly. They were helpless. And above them ruled Zeus, king of the gods. Zeus had just won a massive war against the Titans, the Titanarchy, and secured his throne over the universe. He wanted order, control, and obedience. And to him, humans were insignificant. They were not meant to rise, and they were not meant to become powerful. And most importantly, they were not meant to have fire. Fire in the world of the gods was not just warmth. It was knowledge, it was technology, and it was power. Fire meant civilization. And Zeus knew that if humans gained fire, they would no longer be weak. So he forbade it. And no human was allowed to possess fire. Not even a spark. But Prometheus couldn't accept that. He saw humans struggling in the cold. He saw them dying, unable to cook food, unable to protect themselves, unable to grow. And something inside him broke. He didn't see humans as insects. He saw them as potential. And he believed that one day that they could become something greater. So he made a decision, a dangerous one, a forbidden one, a decision that would cost him everything. Prometheus decided to steal fire from the gods, not for himself, but for humanity. He climbed Mount Olympus, the home of the gods. And this wasn't just a simple act of rebellion. This was treason against Zeus, against divine order, and against the most powerful being in existence. Prometheus waited and watched carefully. And when the moment came, he took a burning flame. Some stories say the forge of Hephaestus, the god of fire and blacksmithing. He hid it inside a hollow fennel silk, a pain, something incredibly powerful. And then he brought it down to earth, to humans. For the first time, humans held fire. They felt warmth, and they saw light. They began to cook food, making it easier and safer to eat. They built tools. They protected themselves from wild animals. They created communities, and civilization had begun. And it all started just because one titan chose to care. But nothing escaped Zeus. When he discovered what Prometheus has done, his rage was beyond imagination. And this wasn't just disobedience. This was betrayal. Prometheus had given the humans the one thing Zeus wanted to keep from them: power. And Zeus would not let that go unpunished. First, Zeus decided not to punish humanity, not just Prometheus, all humans. He ordered the creation of the first woman, Pandora. She was a beautiful, perfect, a gift, or so it seemed. But she carried a jar, and inside that jar was suffering. When Pandora eventually opened it, pain, disease, greed, and death spread across the world. Humanity would never again live without suffering. This was Zeus' revenge. But Prometheus, he saved the worst punishment for him. Prometheus was captured, changed to a massive rock in Caucasus Mountains, immortal, unable to die, and unable to escape. And then came the torment. Every single day, an eagle sent by Zeus would descend from the sky and it would tear open Prometheus' body, devour his liver, and the pain is unimaginable. But because Prometheus was immortal, his body would heal every night, and the next day it would happen again and again and again. Basically, for eternity. And this was not just a punishment. This was a message to anyone who dared challenge Zeus. But even in suffering, Prometheus did not regret his choice. Not once. He endured endless pain because he knew that humans now had a future. They had fire. They had knowledge. They had the ability to grow, to build, to become more than what the gods expected. And that was already worth everything. Years passed, and then centuries, and then ages. But Prometheus remained chained, enduring, silent, and unbroken, until one day a hero arrived. Heracles, known as Hercules, a demigod, a son of Zeus himself. During one of his journeys, he found Prometheus, broken but yet still alive, and still enduring. And Hercules made a choice. He defied Zeus, just like Prometheus once did. He shot the eagle from the sky, killing it, and he freed Prometheus from his chains. And at last, after ages of suffering, Prometheus was free. But the story doesn't just end there. Because even in freedom, Prometheus remained a symbol, not of rebellion, but rather of sacrifice. And here's the twist that most people don't even realize. Prometheus didn't just give humans fire. He gave them something far more dangerous, the ability to defy fate. In many myths, Prometheus is also known as the one who gave humans intelligence, knowledge, and awareness. Which means he didn't just change human survival, he changed human destiny. Without Prometheus, there would be no civilization, no technology, no progress, and no world as this day that we know it. And here's the most shocking part. Zeus wasn't just entirely wrong, because with fire came both creation and destruction. Fire can build cities, but it can also burn them. Knowledge advanced humanity, but it also created war. And Prometheus didn't just give humans power, he gave them responsibility. And that is something even the gods feared. Anyways, I also wanted to give my own commentary. And tell me in the comments if you guys also have any commentary about Prometheus, because I also really want to get into that too. But really guys, if you guys were to pick whether if you were Hercules, would you actually release him, or would you actually defy Zeus, or would you just like, nah, let that go, let that man go? But genuinely, if I was Prometheus, or if I was any of part of the civilization's people who first saw Prometheus, I would genuinely be so grateful. Because Prometheus didn't just bring fire, he brought survival. He brought us something that we couldn't acknowledge. We needed responsibility to that. And he just gave it to us. Because of what? Because of compassion. He didn't even care if, would the humans be responsible enough to hold it? Would the humans not hold fire would humans hold fire for the greater cause? Or would humans just destroy people with fire? Prometheus didn't even think of that further. But what he thought first was pity. What he first saw when we were shivering in the cold, we had to use alternative ways to eat. In the Greek mythology, if I was part of the humans, I would genuinely be so grateful, because he didn't at first, he didn't think in his mind that, would the humans hold the fire for the greater cause? Because I'm defying Zeus here. I'm literally not obeying Zeus, the literal king of the gods. If I do this, I might just die in place. But since I'm immortal, how bad can it be? And then your liver gets eaten almost every single day until centuries, ages, till you get even used to it. Like, I would genuinely be so pissed. But anyways, guys, if any of you guys ever see a fire, a candle, or a spark, or even the light from your screen, or even the light from your light bulb, remember this. It exists because one titan chose to stand against a god, because one being believed that humans were worth the risk. Prometheus didn't just steal fire. He gave humanity a chance, and he paid for it with eternity. The greatest heroes aren't the ones who win, but the ones who sacrifice everything so that others can rise. If this story stirred something in you, there are many more myths waiting. Tell me in the comments which myth you want next, and until the next tale, stay curious.